I'm going to slap record in about 2 seconds.
Come on.
Are we ready?
Come on.
Alright, cool.
So,
So,
I'm trying to smile too much, though, man.
right, ready?
Trust me.
Real as it gets, episode 2. This is a Black History Month tribute to 3 of my fucking most favourite people in the whole world. These people have been huge in the growth over the years.
Appreciate
So this
that.
tribute is to you lot, and anyone who can take anything from the topics we're going to talk about today, tributes to you as well. So, topic number 1. Actually, before topic number 1, let me do an intro. We got Ash. I used to know him as Little Ash until he fucking grew to 6'14", double my size. He is from the old area I used to live in. Will, this guy just looks like he was made in a lab. I've known him since, how old was I? 16, 15?
Just younger than that, I think like 15.
Yeah, he was my youth worker growing up. Showed me how to use gym equipment properly for the first time. And then
boxing bag as well.
Exactly that.
Enjoyed that boxing
And
bag.
then Phil, this human being. Anyone who knows me knows Phil. We come like Ben and Jerry's, Jack and Daniels.
Siamese twins.
We are exactly that. This is my best friend.
Appreciate
And
it,
yeah,
man.
today,
Love, man.
as much as I love you lot, we're going to talk about some nitty-gritty subjects first. I want to get you lot's opinion on it, and I want you to educate us properly on everything. And by us, I mean all the white people that may not know what they need to know, realistically. So, topic number 1. Have you, or anyone you know, experienced racism in your industry or in your life? Fire away. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, we got Phil.
So yeah, basically, well, me and you grew up in the same neighborhood. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it was like, even where we grew up, like banter
Yeah.
within race and whatnot was the norm. So we didn't really look at it like a racist thing. But the only thing we could say from it is like I said, where we grew up, I would never be like, oh, that's racist. I'd be like, oh, you know what? Nah, it's banter.
Yeah, that's
That's
because,
all banter.
like I said to Rishi on the last episode, before me, you, and the other lot took over that area, it was a heavily white area, wasn't it?
For sure.
So like that
For
sort of racism. So I'll tell you a little story now, and it's quite embarrassing. It's more shameful to even say. One of the old lot in my area, when I was probably 11 years old, said to me, my sister was dating a black guy for like 2 years maybe. By all means, he made her happy, crack on. Doesn't matter what colour you are, I don't care. If you keep my sister happy, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the older guy at the time, bear in mind I was only 11, he was like, oh, I saw your sister with a black guy the other day, what's that about? And he made me to sort of feel like, is that wrong? Like, should I feel ashamed about that? And then it weren't until I started kicking it with you at like 13, I thought, what the fuck was that way of thinking?
Yeah,
and that could have been ingrained in me from 11 years old just because of the older guys in the area.
100%.
And the biggest blessing I ever had was that same guy who said it to me was a friend of mine growing up. He went jail for quite a long time. And I took a little wander around the area. And you remember I walked into the football pitch and I saw Phil and and I saw Phil and a couple other guys playing football. Chilled with them, immediately clicked with them,
Got
and
the
the rest
house
is
on
history,
fire.
man. That was it, yeah.
That was it, bro.
From there, that's when the estate we grew up on was just mixed from then that point on.
100%. And going back to that, it's like,
Excuse me.
like for example, you'll hear things like that thinking it's a joke, but then you see people putting it into practice, and then only when I actually got older, I was like, oh, that was quite racist.
It
You know
was,
what I mean?
Even if you look back at the people that used to live on that area,
Yeah.
you would have 15, 20 white guys and one mixed race guy who tried to sort of like, it was more like he wanted to be a white guy rather than he didn't embrace both parts of his culture. He wanted to fit in towards more of the white lot.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad when we come in, that shit changed, man.
It changed.
Completely changed.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, it's amazing. And not just saying it, because like I said, me and you, more or less, well, we're family, innit?
Brothers,
that way,
of course.
You know what I'm trying to say? And not just saying it for saying it, but it's like, since I've known you, it's always been multicultural. Like, you had Kosovan friends, you had black friends, you had Arab
Yasser
friends.
and Hassan next door,
Yasser and
the
Hassan.
Lebanese boys. I love
100%.
everyone.
It's what I'm saying. So our generation kind of grew out of that, which is awesome. You know what I'm trying to say.
100%.
But like I said, a lot of people, when you actually go into it and you see it and you think it's banter, like a lot of people actually take that into like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they take it into practice and they'll actually don't like the fact that your sister might be going out with an Asian or black guy. And it's like,
it's
oh, I
terrible.
thought you was joking, mate. But
No,
nah.
people see that they don't see happiness as a main thing. They see it as it's because of what their parents install in them. Let's be honest. We've been in a house party before, and we spoke to people after the whole, and we're going to touch up more on this, the whole George Floyd tragedy. But after all that happened, we were talking to people, and do you remember that day?
Yeah, sure.
And a young girl as well, bro, like a bit younger than us.
Yeah.
She had the cheek to sort of say, yeah, but black people have got a chip on their shoulder, and we're like, what? Do you not think they have a fucking right to? Do you not think they have a right to have any sort? They have a right to be angry, and the fact that she said that at such a young age, I thought, I said to Phil, that's been passed down from like
Yeah,
dads, and that's a fucked up thing.
That's,
Man.
in my opinion, that's a common thing. When
Yeah.
you're young, like you learn by seeing what's around you as well. So if you normalize that from an early age, if there's no one around to kind of challenge your thought process, it becomes the norm.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that's why like, at a young age, like you said yourself, you're young. It's only like afterwards you realize you opened up, you became more diverse what's around you, and then things change. I feel like when you're young, if that's what you're known and what you're seeing, it grows into you. Then you get to a certain age, start associating with certain people only, then become more secluded, more reserved. And, I mean, it's like they say, as you know, like you got to pick who you surround yourself with.
Of course.
And some people they're very narrow-minded, like tunnel vision. And then the older you get, I mean, you're meant to be more aware of a lot of things, but you're not because you're closed off already from a young age. And you're not like, for example, trying new foods. You don't try new food because it's associated to like be disgusting. And it's like that when you're young. And then as you grow older, you got to kind of make that decision of who you want to be. And
what about you, Will?
Yeah.
Have you ever dealt with races? You're a little bit older than us. Only you wouldn't fucking think it. You know? Like I said, he's made in a lab. Look at that. Look at you. Do you wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and just go, "Yeah, I smashed life, man. I look good."
I do push-ups instead.
I'll keep it 100. If I was him, I'd just walk around.
Guy looks
Darkest,
20.
You know what I mean?
I look 46, bro. What? Where have I gone wrong?
Guys are too kind, man. But no, I think for me, like the whole racism thing, like growing up, so obviously my era is kind of white, was also kind of diverse as well. But when I was young, I didn't realize it's like colour thing. You just play.
Yeah, of course, and that's how it should be.
Like,
as long as it's not racist, it should be. You shouldn't feel like, oh man, I can't play with these kids because they're a different colour. Fuck that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like things change, like when you kind of lose your child innocence. Like when you're younger, you go play run-outs, you play football, you just want to kind of go outside, watch cartoons on a Saturday and just play with your friends who's out and about. And I think it's like when you hit secondary school, you hit that certain age and you see a bit more stuff, you're a bit more independent, a bit more mature. And I feel it's only like we went on like a school away game to like some remote rural area, and it's like you start seeing reactions, and then you hear things, and then you process it much later on. So like, I remember like when I started processing issues that happened in the past is when I was having conversations with friends, like the one that when you're a young kid, like you associate like when you sit on the bus going home, no one's sitting next to you, but then it's also because like the whole bus is packed and there's an empty seat next to you. And then they just see you like wearing your hood up. But when you're young, you do stuff like that. Then that could be down to two things. But what I realized was it's also down to like certain areas. When you go to like a proper white area that's like cut off from remote, and I mean it's not that diverse. Things do happen. So I mean football. I remember my school took us on a trip abroad, and I can't remember where it was. I think it was like Belgium or Denmark, but it's like remote and cut off. And when we got there, it's like they just assume that we're the guys that are causing problems.
Oh, really?
Land in that, and it's obviously minorities in that as well. Kind of thing.
Football's lethal for racism now, anyway, isn't it?
I mean, it's improved a bit,
it
but then also, as you know, back in the day doing the rights and stuff, the things were a lot worse as well. But I guess for me, it's like once I like changed from being a boy to being a young man, I started noticing more, and you kind of learn more things. And when you're like venturing out by yourself with your friends, you go to the wrong area at the wrong time because everywhere's changed so much. Like diversity's still about. But there's also some narrow-minded people that have grown and haven't adapted to the change of times.
100%.
And I think that's why a lot of things have continued on.
Ash,
so true.
You've told me this story before, but I want these guys to hear it and I want everyone else to hear it. The story about when you used to go back to Morocco.
Okay,
like you're quite a tan Moroccan, like you're a lot darker than you're like Mefti, you know, like that sort of darker Moroccan.
Darker.
And you said you got quite a lot of grief.
No,
going
it's
to Morocco
true.
back
So
home.
when it comes to obviously Morocco, Moroccans, people, whenever I say I'm Moroccan, people say, wow, but you're dark from Morocco. That don't make no sense to me because they don't know the history of Morocco. The history of Morocco is
I see, this is what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Let's say, for instance, that would probably be me a few years ago.
Exactly
not in a racist way, but I'd be like, oh, you're not like the... Because your cousin Seth, one of my best mates growing up, he's a lot lighter than you. So I would put, oh, Moroccans must look like that. So if you was to tell me that, I'd be like, no, you can't just be full Moroccan.
Exactly
It's a stupid way of thinking.
This is what I'm saying. So if you take my roots a bit further back when it came to my dad. So my dad, if you trace his roots back, he's from the south. All Moroccans that are from the south are very dark skinned. Like my dad, really, if you see my dad, you think he's from West Africa. He's actually from North Africa, but my mum's fair skinned and she's from the north. So funny enough, obviously men usually migrate to where the woman is. So now we live in north of Morocco. So we live in the north of Morocco and everyone's fair skinned. In the south of Morocco, most people are dark skinned. So now we are growing up in north of Morocco and everyone's white. We're the only black people, but we're Moroccan.
Really?
Yeah, my family, they know us as, they used to call my dad Alel Khel. Alel Khel means obviously my dad's first name is Alel and Khel means black.
So
they're basically saying the black one.
Wow.
So,
fucking hell.
and it's mad that
I'm going to touch up with you, same thing about Portugal in a second.
it's so crazy that you would call someone their first name and then their surname you would say, not their surname, you would say the black. That's mad.
Yeah,
Like,
that's disgusting.
thinking back in now, like growing up, everyone would say, even some of my mates, They were like, oh, you're Al Khelsa. And I'm thinking,
Wow.
yeah, that's me. And I own
You
it.
just took it on because that's all you
I
knew.
took it on because that's all I knew. One day, me and my two brothers, this wasn't even so long ago. We
Shout
were
out Adam as well. Your
Shout out
brother,
Adam, my guy, and then my obviously older one as well. He's had a massive influence on my life too. We were queuing up in Morocco. We were wearing short shorts, ruggedy t-shirts. When we go to Morocco, we make sure we don't look like we're from Europe and out of place because we speak the language, we're fluent, and we're very humble guys. So we were queued up in McDonald's, and McDonald's this time in Morocco just opened up. It was crazy. McDonald's like Novikov in Morocco, right? So we're queuing up now, and some lady just outright pushed them in front of us. She just got in the queue in front of us, and then we were saying like, "Yo, what's kind of going on?" And she said, "What? Shut up, you villagers!" And she also called us niggas.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, she said, "Shut up, you niggas from the village."
Fucking
And we were
hell.
like, "Whoa, that's mad." And we speak fluent Moroccan.
Yeah.
We turned around to her and said to her, "We're not even. We're here on holiday, but we're from London. Like,
Yeah.
you need to calm down." And she goes, "Whoa, I apologize. I didn't know." I said,
That's disgusting.
Well, why
Nah,
do
no,
you
she
think
only
you say that?
apologised because you called her out on it.
"This is what I'm
And
saying."
then, like, if she wouldn't have got pulled on it, she just would have carried on that way. She probably still does carry on that way.
100%, bro. It's ignorance and
Yeah.
it's still
100%.
knowledge. If you don't know me, you just see me and you associate people that look like me with something that you've seen in a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
That becomes me when it's really not.
Yeah.
We're very different.
So did you say that her first reaction was like, oh, like that? Was that her first reaction?
Her first reaction was like, "Oh,
Like, you shouldn't be there, sort
like
of thing.
who gave you lot
Wow.
the right to be at
Yeah, she answered
McDonald's?"
that.
That's disgusting.
And I was like, "McDonald's,
Did you
just
spit at
come
her?
to get a few nuggets?"
Yeah, and see, the older us, sorry, this is what I'm saying. We're
Yeah.
grown up now,
Do you know what I
whatever.
mean?
We have to be
Yeah,
adults.
kick
And
off
that. But
straight
now,
away,
back
innit?
in the day, it just
Yeah.
be
Straight
like,
away,
"Yeah."
come outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mad.
100%.
And then I told mom the story. She's like, "Whoa, that's crazy." But she's never experienced racism.
Oh, mate.
She don't know.
I hate all things bullying, and racism falls under bullying, homophobia, anything. I
Yeah.
don't like bullying. Any sort of bullying.
Any kind of oppression
It's
or that kind of stuff.
disgusting. Yeah, man. I'm not a fan, bro.
100%.
Madness.
100%.
Yeah.
Tell me about the story in Portugal, because you said back in the back where you used to live, they're the same. The darker you are, they see you as like the poorer you are, or something like that.
No, in Portugal, well, to be fair, because like I said, I didn't really live there.
Ah,
But
okay.
the stories that my mum's told me about the past in Portugal
Yeah.
is that, like the people around there, like I said, because people need to understand one thing, yeah. Even though you may get help from these certain types of people
Yeah.
and whatnot, don't get it twisted. That prejudice is still in there. You know what I'm trying to say? And it'll come out at some point in a sense of, because you know what, a lot of people sit there and say, "Oh no, he's not racist. Why is he racist? Oh, 'cause he's got black mates."
Oh, mate.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Every
Oh,
fucking.
that's
Do you know what?
yeah.
Every secret racist white guy uses that same shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've got black mates. Oh, shut up, man. You can have black
That's so
mates,
true.
but would you fight for your mates?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you stand up for your mates? That's a different question.
Like I've got a mate of mine, I'm not gonna disclose his name, but
Yeah, yeah.
he's like my colour. You know what I'm trying to say? And
Do I know him?
yeah. You met me in a barbecue one time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Thing's
someone
house.
we know properly. I was going to be like, nah, what his name?
No, but he's from Portugal.
Okay.
And he told me a story, because like I said, because he's fair skinned like me, like that, yeah.
The kickboxer.
That's the one.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
him. He gets like red when he gets sunburned, just
Okay.
like me as well.
It's just like join the fucking club.
Yeah, exactly.
I got
I wouldn't
lobster
know,
red.
bro. Sorry about
Oh, look at you, snake. Look at you two. Just like, yeah, I love it. And then me and him flake, bro. Honest to God.
And he told me a story that when he went to a cafe in Portugal, the owner of the shop was like, "Bro, I've never seen a N-word go red.
Wow. Fucking hell.
Bloody hell." And his response was, "If you carry on, mate, you're gonna see a white guy
Yeah,
turn black."
Yeah, funny, bro.
and then the guy was
It's
like, "No, I
bad
didn't
that
mean
you.
like
It's
that."
bad that that's the way it has to be. You have to sort of.
Kind of counter it. in a
Yeah,
sense.
like
Yeah, you have
counter
to
it,
be
but sort of
sharp.
not violence, but you sort of have to go on the Aggie for people to be like, oh shit, have I done something
100%.
wrong? Whereas it should be drilled into you.
100%.
Get over it. People are black.
Yeah,
Do you understand? Like,
yeah.
there's a fucking amazing people out there of different colour. Get over it.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I'm gonna touch. While we're on this, actually, you know, what I'm gonna touch on white supremacy. Do you know how funny I find that? Look at my skin, yeah. Look how white I am. What is superior about that? I can't go Clacton, which is near Essex, in the summer without going lobster red and flaking everywhere. What's superior about that?
I'm with you on that as well.
Tell
man.
me.
I can't.
Like,
I get sunburnt
I
myself.
don't get it.
I get sunburnt
I
myself.
don't get it. Fucking donuts, man.
it's-
Anyway, on to the next one.
Yeah, you know, it's the thing about the supremacy thing. It's like we need to, and that comes down to education as well.
I
We need,
agree with that.
you know what I'm trying to say? We,
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to realise that no matter where you come from, country, we all got faults. We all do good things.
course.
We all do, like, you know what I'm trying to say? And that needs to be down to the education system. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? We need
100%.
to exaggerate all kinds of stuff. Like, okay, this guy was
it's
a
about
good...
teaching the right things, and you know, I fucking know, we don't get taught the right things about any sort of history.
100%.
You get taught what favours that country at the time.
Yeah,
pretty much.
100%.
Well, especially European countries.
100%. Like me as a kid, even when I learnt about Nelson Mandela, people like that, I knew about the wrongs that he done as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? He done a lot of good, of course, but we're not going to sugarcoat it. He done some wrongs as well, and he admits it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, and then we'll talk about Winston Churchill. He obviously saved this country from a war. He done his best.
But he's got that as well.
He's got
loads
that
of
as well.
Yeah,
So
of course.
if we have a level playing field where it's like, okay, cool, Mandela
know
done
the
this,
good and the bad.
the good and the bad on both, and
Exactly.
then we can work on that and
Yeah.
come to level terms. You know what I'm trying to say? And that there, education, things change.
I think just to add to that as well, like education is definitely key, because the only way that real change is going to come about is if people are educated to understand more than what's going on. 'Cause I feel like what happens nowadays is people speak on issues that they know nothing of, and it turns to a big debate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, whether it's like true or false or good or bad. But at the same time, like
Back it with
more-
facts,
yeah,
man, as
it
well.
needs-
Yeah,
it
back
needs
it
to
with
be
facts.
credible, isn't it?
Yeah,
it needs to be
yeah.
So
credible.
the more you know, the more powerful you become. And if you're not educating the right things, then you could be talking and just shouting in the corner, and then like literally giving your opinion on something that you know nothing of, and then you're just there influencing the next generation or those around you in the wrong way. And that's happened a lot. And it's still happening now.
Yeah,
I
of
feel
course.
like even if you can't be taught certain things, it's not up to you, but if you want to kind of better yourself, then you can go at the above, extra and above, to kind of like find out things as well. And that's why I think education is definitely key to kind of making the change kind of
No, I
part
like
of
that,
what's happening
definitely.
as well.
100.
Definitely.
100%.
Right, topic 2.
Yeah,
Is it?
Right, just read it. The use of the N-word in songs. That's a big one.
It's a
That
big
is a
one,
big one.
yeah.
So let me just put my input on this. Obviously, I don't want to say the word. Growing up with you, why would I? Not even growing up with you, why would I ever want to say that word just freely like that? But there was a time where you question and say, yeah, but if all these high figures like Jay-Z and Kanye, that's a massive subject, like, and it has always been questioned, how comes white people can't say it? But I watched a video, and ages ago, and it was the two guys saying that word has been used to basically call us less than nothing for hundreds and hundreds of years. We, as black people, have took the word back. We gave it to our brothers and sisters as a term of endearment, so you don't have a right to say it. We took a nasty word and changed it into a word of endearment. When I saw that, I thought, you know what, it makes complete sense. Again, not that I want to say the word, but you're just curious. You're like, oh, but it is in loads of songs. And then obviously you don't want to make that mistake of busting out busting out that lyric in the song or whatever and getting your fucking head kicked in, rightfully so.
100%.
But then when I saw that video, I was like, fucking hell, that makes complete sense. Answered my question, done.
100%.
But I can take that. I can say, cool, that makes sense to me. You still get, like we was talking about the other day in an old job that you was working at.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they say it to trigger you. They're like, yeah, but how comes black people say it, we can't say it? And it's like, well, there's your answer. Shut up. You don't need to. You don't need to say it.
Yeah,
Simple as that. Like,
yeah.
just keep it. Anyway, what do you think about it?
Yeah. I mean, like, going back to the thing you said, like when people ask you, how comes we can't say
Yeah,
it, you
yeah.
can say it. I think it boils down to this, like just have some sympathy in the sense of like understanding what that word is.
Yeah.
So it's like for example, I'm pretty sure the Jewish community in a sense, yeah, because they've been through a lot in the
course,
past as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I mean, and there's a culture amongst them. I'm pretty sure they have things they say amongst each other that we couldn't say. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And any other community. So it's like, but in a sense, when someone turns around and says, "Oh, but how comes I can say it, but you can't say it?" You're basically trying to sit there and say, "How comes I can't say something racist, but you can?" You know what I'm trying to say? And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying. I mean, like
You
in
know what it
layman
boils
terms.
down to? You know, it's the similar what we was talking about earlier about the chip on their shoulder comment that silly
Yeah.
girl made.
Yeah.
And these people saying, oh, why can't we say that word? It's like they've learnt just off their dad or mum or whatever in the past 10, 15 years. They don't know what's gone on in the past few
Yeah.
hundred years. You have
Uh-huh.
no fucking right to say it. No right to say it. Simple as that. And it's these people that just want to trigger you.
100%.
Deep down, they want to trigger you. They make out that they're not racist, but why would you, if you know it upsets every black person saying that word, why would you want to say it?
Yeah.
Why can't you just be humble enough to go, that's going to piss off a lot of people
Yeah.
because there's a fucking deeper meaning to that word than just some guy singing it in a
100%.
song? Why say it?
100%.
But people just like to trigger because that's the shitty world we live in at the moment.
100%. And can I play devil's advocate a bit?
Please do.
I would also say as well, it's like fair enough. You said the black guy was telling on the video you saw. You saw a video.
It was two guys talking about it.
The two guys, and they talk about the ownership of it,
Yeah.
making light of it. I kind of disagree with that because at the end of the day, the word
And
is
this
the
is
word.
obviously this is all open to debate, and,
Yeah,
and whoever watches it there, I want them to fire in comments. This is not an argument show or whatever.
For sure.
This is anything we can get from these questions, comments. it's fucking education that
100%.
people need, that we need. I need it massively, and
100%.
I've grown up with fucking loads of black guys my whole life. Do you know what I mean?
for
But I'm
sure.
still nowhere near as educated as I should be. People need to get educated. So fire away,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, no, I was gonna play devil's advocate because it's like he can say that. He can sit there and say, oh yeah, we're trying to make light of it, and that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's like the word is the word.
Of course.
The word was used.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, the word is the word. I mean, we can't make light of a word
Yeah, it should be
That-
banned, bro. It should be fucking yeah.
that more or less made black people like animals. You know what I mean? Like you're less
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
than whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to
disgusting.
say?
Yeah.
But I understand where he's coming from, and it's like, it's not to say it's like free for everyone just to say it, but in the sense
course.
of I don't think that I think. Can I say it?
Say it. No, say.
To
This is
be fair, to a certain extent, I think sometimes we look stupid saying it. You know
really.
what I'm trying to say? I think we look stupid saying it because
I
it's
reckon
like,
so as well.
yeah, because we're using a word that more or less to destroy man.
Fair enough.
You
Fair
know,
enough.
we
You're-
can't-
and that's what I'm saying. You're open
Yeah.
to opinion. Will, what do you reckon?
I think my opinion again, like it's not a disclaimer. It's
Yeah.
my thoughts on it as well. I
Of
just
course.
feel like
Open thoughts, bro.
yeah,
This
the
is
way
open.
people use the word, especially in songs, it's like it's influential.
Mm.
So when you're young and like for example, you know the guy listens to music and that, and they can get influenced from listening to a certain type of genre to be a certain type of way. So when you're hearing that as well, it becomes like your norm, and that's why you say it. But then we had this conversation the other day. Why is it okay to sit around certain people that you
Yeah,
know won't
yeah, yeah.
react?
Of course.
But then if you sit around the wrong people, they'll kick off.
Exactly. Yeah.
or
yeah.
someone that likes a debate, or someone else that like if you say he hears something he doesn't like,
Yeah.
he'll draw you out.
It's either
But
you
then-
commit and understand the
Yeah,
consequences, or you just
exactly,
don't do it at all.
exactly. So I
Simple
feel
as
like-
that. So you either play the bad man and see what
Yeah.
happens,
That's it.
or you
And
just
then-
give up the word. Simple.
Essentially, and it comes with like as it's a historical word
Yeah.
that wasn't used for good. Yes, used these days for creative means as well, and people put on a song and a movie to kind of get a reaction, and that reaction it provokes conversations, it provokes debates, it provokes reactions from people, good and bad. But at the same time, I personally feel that's not going to go away.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, education is key to kind of trying to combat like the stigma around that word as it is. It's not something that I agree with, but then I also feel like it comes down to the lifestyle of the individual, because
Yeah.
if you respect yourself in a certain way, you don't be called certain things.
Of course.
So like if you regard yourself high, you don't to kind of be around people that are always gonna put you down.
Of course,
That
absolutely.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Same for
Yeah.
that word as well. So I mean, with that in the songs that we hear like nowadays, there's a lot of rappers that when they're younger they used to kind of they've come out in the interview and said, yeah, I used to say it because it was catchy. That's how I used to talk to my friends. But as you grow, you elevate yourself and you start changing how you talk and how you conduct yourself as well. And I feel like a lot of people they don't do that enough. So for example, there's some people that just like saying it casually, not knowing where it comes from, what it means, don't really care, and then they might get drawn out in a comment somewhere and get into debate, and then it gets technical. Like, what do you do next? Because if you can't back up how you are as a person,
Yeah.
and someone calls you out, what do you do? What happens next?
Mhm.
I feel like the word causes pain. But
does,
causes pain to those who
absolutely.
don't know, and they don't
Yeah.
know like how much pain they're causing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Ash?
mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say obviously in the previous question I did say the word, but to be honest with you, the way I live my life, I don't say that word. I just had to use it for emphasis.
No, of course,
so
of course,
obviously
yeah,
people
no, of course,
understand.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like
Yeah,
this is
do you
what,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's not
I
like
had
you've said
to-
it in an offensive way. But you're just saying
Absolutely.
what people have called you. Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So what I kind of think people use it to oppress people. If,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
if
of
I'm
course.
honest with you, it's more of a listen. That's what you are. Stay in your category and understand what you are. And when white people use it, I definitely think that's what it is. It's to behave, stay in your category.
100%. And it's
That's
the
what
same
you
way
are.
when they're singing it in songs. When they know it
Exactly.
offends people, you're doing it for a purpose. Like
Exactly
you
that.
know that's gonna piss off people, especially
Yeah.
if you're singing it around black people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen? Like, do you think you're gonna sing that and gonna be like, yeah, you're cool that you sung that song.
It's so true.
You knew the lyrics bang on. It's like,
It's
nah,
so true.
Yeah.
you're gonna
It's so
trigger
true.
some people. So
Mm.
like,
Yeah.
just calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
Next-
like it's a thing where like it's in context as well, because people put in a song and say it's in the context of music. That's why it's creative means, not
Yeah.
to hurt no one.
Mm.
But then
100%.
people use the word coloured man. You know what I mean? He's a coloured man as well. It's
Yeah.
used so much, but
Yeah.
deep down it means something. You
I
know what
think
mean?
it's been
Mhm.
thrown around too,
Too
much,
much.
and it like if I'm honest, it's gonna have to. Everyone's gonna have to stop using
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
or everyone's gonna continue to use it.
Yeah.
It's we have to stand together, or
Oh, wait,
just
that's the
break
only way.
alone.
That's
Yeah.
That's
the
the
only
only
way.
way.
Yeah.
And
But
there's
that's
too
the
much
hard bit.
ignorance. There's just
Mm.
too
Making
much
everyone stand
ignorance now.
together.
Yeah,
For sure,
and just
'cause-
lack of knowledge.
So,
Yeah.
so just bounce back
Yeah,
on that
go on,
because
go on.
like a lot of idols that we know of, like Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
like he's obviously a legend, but one of his legendary tunes was Juicy,
Mm.
and the chorus begins with
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know, now you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like
Wait.
it's like hold on, you're gonna
It's
stop
a
a whole
hook
crowd
in it.
from saying the
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say? So it's like
The only
it's-
reason I say
it's-
that is because even from teaching classes in the past, like you see clients want to say that bit.
Mm.
And you're like, oh,
But
Yeah.
pump the
in-
brakes,
in-
Karen,
in-
pump
in-
the brakes.
In the class, like when
You're
people are
gonna
drunk
get
and that,
fucking weighed in, mate.
no, but in the club,
Pump them
when
brakes.
people are drunk and they're trying to sing along to words or
Everyone's
swear
saying
words
that.
and that,
Yeah.
some people like, then they continue the
Yeah,
song,
yeah,
or they're
yeah.
like, rah, and they're like, I've seen it a few times, like, you know what I mean? But then they're the same ones that around their friends because they might say it out normally and calm, no one says nothing, and they continue. But it comes back to what I said before. If you sit around certain people, you're gonna get a reaction.
Yeah.
No, it's
whether
true.
you're friends or not.
Right, on this next one, I have no say. It's been asked to me to ask you guys to get your opinion. So, 2Cal, do your friends and people you guys may know get annoyed when white folk get offended on your behalf, or do you welcome it? So if someone was to be racist towards you and like some white guys or white women stuck with you and was like, that's wrong, blah, 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 would you welcome it, or would you be like, hold on, what you getting aggy for? It was aimed at us. Would you welcome it?
I welcome it.
Good.
I welcome
Yeah,
it.
no, good. Elaborate, go on, so
I
crack on.
welcome
Like,
it. The reason I welcome it is like, and I think it's good as well because it shows change. You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's not.
you already know with me, mate. You dropped the M-bomb to one of you lot.
No.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang.
Go time.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like no matter what the intentions are, like we saw it like a couple months ago when people started like rallying and protesting when the George Floyd thing happened.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's like it's changed. Despite what people are out there for, it's like we're changing in the sense of because countries like Germany, you don't think about Germany going out there and protesting. This is like through their past. Yeah, this is like Portugal, Spain, UK. So when you see that, I see that change. Like things are actually changing. The new generation, and you see it. The new generation is becoming
do you
more.
know what? Me and Tess were talking about this
I
the other day. There's still a fucking lot to be done.
For sure.
Loads to be done. But I would say, and I'm going to touch up on it because I know there's a question coming up about the George Floyd tragedy. But since then, I think it's woke a lot of people up, which is probably obviously the only positive that's come out of it. Is they're starting to wake a lot more people up.
Yeah.
Still loads more to be done, like I said, but at least people are starting to realise, like, it's a shocking that it's 2020 and people are like, wow, racism is really wrong. So, yeah, you reckon? Fucking
But
hell.
I feel like
But-
that's about because of the pandemic as well.
Yeah.
People have a lot of time to kind of think and reflect.
Yeah,
and
and to be
sometimes
fair,
like
as much as bad as social media can be, it's also giving us a lot to learn as well. So when you're
It's a
reading
blessing
it,
and a curse.
yeah, like remember when that happened, I was messaging you lot saying like, I know you probably don't, but if I ever give you any reason to sort of like feel a certain way,
still,
or you feel like I've not had your back on every topic or whatever, you tell me straight away, sort of thing. Like, that was getting me down. I didn't have the right to get down, but it was like,
No,
I hope you boys know that sort of thing. I
100%,
messaged you all individually.
It's like it's how you talk to your friends.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah, of
because,
course.
Like, come on to what you said. Like your friends, like your family,
Equals.
and they'll defend you no matter what.
Better than
Like,
me,
if
not
someone
equals,
is-
they're better than me.
If someone is like behind your back doing something you should be doing, or like for example something's happened and you need someone to support you, like your friends will do that, and your family as well. So if someone's gonna correct someone on your behalf, I'm all for that.
Yeah,
'Cause
wicked.
At the end of the day, you gotta support each other to kind of grow and to elevate. Because if you don't, then when you're going through tough times, like you can actually count on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like when someone's going to defend you, you can't pick and choose
course.
when you're defending
Oh
someone.
yeah, totally agree. So you can't just say, yeah, I'm helping you on this one
100%.
one
Yeah.
thing, but then when it's got a bit serious, like, oh, it's not really my place to
like-
go.
Yeah.
With this year, like with the corona and the pandemic and that, like the world's in a rocky place. And then some people have formed even stronger friendships, whilst
course.
others is kind of like,
Distance off.
yeah.
When they
like,
should have been
they're
there for
not
each
agree
other.
certain things. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, the world is in a precarious place, like it's testing times as well.
Yeah.
And with everything that's going on, it's nobody's fight other than
Course.
what's happened. But then if you want someone to support you, you don't have to be like, oh, it's okay if I cover this one for you. Like, you just do things naturally. Because I personally believe that if someone can do something that's going to benefit you in the long run, they will do it.
Yeah,
But if
definitely.
not going to, they won't. So it's not like, okay, this is a subject I can cover because I know a lot about it. If that's your friend or your family, somebody you care for, it doesn't matter what they're going through or like how you value them. You've got their back no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you feel uncomfortable discussing certain things, like if you do care for that person as you say you do, you would. If you don't, then it just questions like how you actually care about that person, in my opinion.
So true.
Because subjects, there's a lot of subjects in this world that you can discuss that's uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Definitely.
not going to change as well. And I mean, race is a big thing. It's a big
Massive.
subject. It's
Yeah.
not going to go away. As you said, lots that needs to be done. But then when it comes down to like defending people and then just standing for what you believe in as well,
Yeah.
I feel like you definitely need to.
Good. So you would welcome it?
100%.
Ash, would you
I would
welcome
for
it?
sure, no, 100%.
Love
I always say something. I always believe in power and unity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like together we stand solid, but apart we'll always break easily. So I think if you have a good group of friends, and growing up, it was weird, but I never really had a lot of white mates growing up. That's just the way it
Because
was.
they're shit, bro.
Honestly,
No,
bro,
You get
I-
you get a couple,
I'm not
you
gonna
get a
say-
couple gems,
I'm not gonna
but
lie.
the rest of them
Big
just
Callum.
rub your purses and that, bro.
But bro,
I know a lot of good
cow.
ones.
bro, yeah, same
No,
here.
I
Gem.
grew up with a lot
Gem.
of good people.
Same
so-
here.
But
That's it. So I don't know, man. If it comes like, all my clients, as soon as that the George Floyd stuff happened, all my clients messaged me and they were like to me, how are you feeling? They were asking me those questions, and on the socials, I saw them supporting the movement more than I was supporting the movement. I know it sounds crazy, but because I felt it, and I don't know who it was, I think it was Ashley Waters spoke about this, and he goes, none of you for 1 second question my loyalty to this. He goes, I've lived through it. I've felt all of this, do you know what I mean? So
I've seen that video.
It broke down.
I'm telling you, so there's a lot of black people that have gone through it and felt it, and we're in a deep battle with it. We're trying to get through, like we're amongst white people or people from another, like different types of races that are in our industries, and we feel like we have to do so much more to just get to that level. So that's the battle we're having. So a lot of black people, they were with us supporting the whole BLM stuff, but I know a lot of white people as well that woke up to it, and I appreciate that.
And you know what though as well, but touching on what you just said as well, like you've been through the battles, like black people have really been through situations, and white people, as much as I joke around, like I don't shit on my own race, but if that racism's not my race anyway, so if you want to be a hillbilly, it does. But the white people that want to get involved, they won't ever really know what you lot have gone through. So it's just you just sort of got to just be there for them as much 100%. As you can, because that's all you know how to do. I can't sit there and go, yeah, I know how you feel, mate. I don't at all, at all. The likeliness of me being called maybe like twice in my life a white cunt, it means nothing to me. Whereas them other like racist slurs and stuff, they've got meaning behind them, which is like, so we'll never know. But we can just say, I'm there for you, sort of thing.
Yeah. So just to touch up on that, and that's why me and you spoke about this before, and I said to you, you know what, when you actually asked me, have I ever been through racism? It's hard for me to say yeah, because the environment I grew up in, it's just like having a black joke is the norm. You know what I'm trying to say?
At the beginning it was, it was.
It's the norm, you mean, like, oh,
terrible.
black this, and they're laughing. I'm like, just banter. Just banter. And then you actually get older, you're like,
you start deepening it a little bit, and it's like, no, that's fucking wrong, man. That was spoken about like it was open, like
100%.
But no one's been directly to you. I won't allow that.
No.
One I want to mention that I thought was crazy, like the footballer Christopher Samba, Blackburn. League. He had a banana thrown at him on the pitch, and there's like the monkey chants. I feel like, you know, like when you've come from like a place that's diverse and you're used to kind of different cultures and whatnot, and it's because somewhere remote, obviously you know what you're getting into because it's a career. But to have a banana thrown at you, like I can't.
Do you know what disgusted me about that? I saw memes and stuff about it saying, but he's getting paid this much money.
But that's
I'll take the bananas. It's like, shut up, man. That's going to hit him emotionally. That money's not going to fucking matter when he's at home.
Stuff like it's scarring. Because imagine you're being paid to perform amongst fans. You're just doing something and someone dashes a banana at your head on the pitch.
100%.
Sad.
Going into this next topic, we can carry on with this. This is a good one that one of my clients asked me. Unconscious bias, is it more common and more of an issue than we realise? So what we was touching up about, let's say for instance, I didn't meet you lot at 12 or 13, and that sort of, you know, that mentality about the boy I told you about was saying, oh, your sister's with a black guy. Do you think that happens in a lot of generations? It must do, because even the girl we was talking about with the silly comment, it's like, you wouldn't know any otherwise if your family's just filtering that down to you. Like, you know, like, I guarantee you there was people saying, oh, this Black Lives Matter protest, they're taking it overboard now. No, they have a right to, but you've got the old school generations that are probably just like, oh, they're taking it too far now. It's like, and that's the unconscious bias, I think. Like, if you don't get it in check, that will filter down to your kids 100%. And your kids' kids and stuff, and they'll know no different. They'll see it as like, well, what are they overreacting for? It's like, what?
100%.
So yeah, I think it's massively common, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think
I saw another interview, funny enough, and it's true what this guy was saying. He was talking about majority of people that right now that are racist probably don't notice they're being racist. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's been passed down to the point where they don't realize what they're doing is bad, or what they're saying is a bad thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's the norm. And let's be honest, like our parents and whatever comes from them passes down to us. You know what I mean? Like
straight.
Like me for myself, I'll be honest, you know me, I'm quite stubborn. That's passed down from my mum. You know what I mean? But, like, mum's
I'm
is a bit
who
stubborn.
I get mine off. I'm a stubborn bastard, man.
I'm saying. But obviously through her, it's through her mum, and then I'm pretty sure her mum get from her mum. You know what I'm trying to say? So
it must be my dad, I reckon.
Yes, I'm saying.
My mum's chilled. Like,
You listen to this,
Yeah, he's got it anyway. Shout out my dad, you're amazing.
Mumsy, I love you.
Sorry.
Mum, don't watch this.
No, I don't want our mums to watch this one because I know a few questions that are coming up, like the banter ones that are going to be nasty.
Make sure
Tell him to pause at that point.
I'm out.
So unconscious bias, you think it's definitely much more of an issue than we realise?
I reckon so.
I feel like it's a thing.
I agree.
You know what? Although times are changing, it's a thing because the platforms are different. Like right now, social media is a big influence as well. So even if you haven't been passed down from like the previous generation, you're seeing certain things, so you're seeing certain stereotypes that certain people have to be a certain type of way with certain things. And when you meet someone, he might fit that stereotype based upon looks and certain behaviors. But then if you kind of talk, you're digging deeper than the surface. But I think that it's a big thing that's not going to go away.
No.
And in my opinion, I think it's going to get even worse.
Oh man.
Because you can't
Not,
like
but-
you cannot like teach everyone everything.
Yeah.
No.
What about you
no.
growing up, Ash? Did you?
Bro, growing up, I played football from the youngest age.
Yeah. So you.
And
Was
if
racism
anyone, bro, the
like we're
crazy.
talking about?
Do you know what I
Like
mean?
your
Yeah.
people,
Will-
it just seems normal to them, and
Will
you're like,
will know
it's a
this.
bit weird.
What colour were the strikers?
No what?
The white strikers, right? Because they're smart, right?
Yeah.
Or you always had a black striker, and he
Yeah.
was the runner.
Yeah.
What colour were the wingers?
The black as well.
Right,
nice.
and left backs, maybe a white
So I
one.
don't know this kind of
Most
shit
of them,
football.
do you know what I mean? Most of them will be black.
Mm.
We don't get central midfield roles.
Mm.
Only till recently have I started to see black central midfielders because
Yeah.
that's the smart position.
So this is new. This is all
Did
new.
you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. To me,
That's the smart position. The
It's the
white
creative
man needs
this
to
is
get
the
the ball.
education. This is what I'm saying.
The
This is what
creative
people
player.
need to know. All these little details
This
that you
is
don't.
it.
And
And I
I'm
want football
going to
managers
touch
to
up on this
realise
later
this.
on in the fitness world because the fitness
Yes.
world's fucking lethal as well.
It's
They've only
dangerous,
just
bro.
started to employ a lot more black
So
people in the
dangerous.
industry. It's
So
bad, man. It's really
any
bad.
any position where you need to be strong or fast or good in the air, you're going to be black. And if that was trials, I'm telling you, managers. I always went into. I never wanted to be a central midfielder. I don't think I was ever that creative, but they would always put me on a wing. I wasn't even that rapid growing up. I found myself on a wing doing doggies, and I'm thinking, I'm not even that fast.
Yeah,
What's
we had a
going on?
race in the gym. I smoked you, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't even run.
Slow,
Slow,
you
You know
Nah,
what?
you know what? I
Nice,
always-
fuck. What are you trying to say?
I'll
I'll smoke you. You're like a skill mill. I'll smoke
Nah,
you.
Let's go for that run.
He's a terminator.
This
I'm a
I'm
guy's
skill
never
mill.
gonna get involved in this. I'll get smoked myself.
Nah, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. But it's, we always got the positions
Yeah.
that you didn't need to be smart in.
Yeah.
And managers thought, let me just work to how I'm going to get my players and put them in certain positions because that's how they're going to work best. We never got the opportunity to play in certain creative positions.
That's mad.
Never ever.
Yeah.
So that's subconscious bias.
Yeah, of
They don't
course.
even understand it. But they just think, all right, you're black, you're rapid, go on the wing, run
That's
down,
it.
whip
Wow.
it in. And I'm telling you, growing up, every single team I played in, same format every single time.
That's mad. See, I would never have known that
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even if I was playing football, I probably wouldn't know that. That's
It's crazy.
yeah. On the next one, we're going to go back on education as well. So for Black History Month and any other month going forward, what type of education do you think parents or teachers should be teaching the younger generation? Boom. I'll leave that to you boys because I have no clue. I want to be educated on that. So I would like to know what Rowan should know.
Rowan should know. Well, I mean, you
We was
spoke
touching about this earlier. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the time it's like even me myself. I'm not gonna act like I'm a scholar. I'm learning myself right now. You know what I mean, because a lot of things where I've read or seen online, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I didn't know about this. But I think we need to touch upon like the history of black people didn't start from slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
So
There was kings and queens back in the day, civilizations, dynasties, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And these ain't spoken about in school. Like,
Oh mate, you don't hear fuck all about this.
nah. Like,
You hear about the pyramids and stuff. You don't really. They don't delve into like
yeah,
the
yeah.
colour of the people back then or nothing.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
it
tell you,
just favours the school or the country you're in. That's all it does.
I'll tell you a lot mad story, right? So imagine this on my group chat on WhatsApp. I was because I just a couple months ago I just finished watching the film with what's it called, Denzel Washington
Tell me.
with he plays as Malcolm X. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I've seen bits and
I've
pieces.
seen-
of it. Yeah, because he talks about the swine as well. Yeah, I've
That's
seen
the one,
that.
yeah. Yes, yeah. So I've seen it before, but give it another watch, and I was like, oh, can't remember, like, I forgot how good that film was. And on my group chat, I put it on there saying, I watched the Malcolm X film the other day. It's like I forgot how good it was. Now, bear in mind, my cousin, he's 32 years old.
Huh.
On the group chat, he put in, who's Malcolm X?
Jesus,
wow.
fucking hell! I even know
That
that.
is mad.
Bro, like,
That's mad.
like, don't get me wrong. Even if you
Malcolm X is a
don't,
G.
bro, that's what I'm trying to say. But even if you don't know fully what Malcolm X done, it's just the same way. If you was to ask an English person who Winston Churchill is, he might tell you the history, but he'll know
know
who.
who he is, yeah,
You know what I
of
mean?
course
Like, he'll know that's the man that rid for the country, done for the country. He
Yeah.
done all that stuff there.
It's very
So-
selective
Little fat
education.
bald guy, looks like Bulldog.
Very, very selective education. It's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And but that's scary, bro. Like Malcolm X, that's a big icon. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we should know about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do think like leaders like that should definitely be like in school systems. We should talk about them. We should actually like focus on things like
Do you know
that.
what's scary? That will probably never happen though.
Yeah.
What's that?
They'll never teach real history.
Yeah.
Just because it probably in the long run it won't benefit whoever's in charge, whoever's in power, sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
mental, isn't it? It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Do you like? I don't. I'm terrible at history. But do you lot know your history?
I
Not
know
you
bits
lot's
and
history. I
bobs.
mean, do you
Yeah,
know
bits
history
and-
in general?
Just like him, because I'm just getting to learn it, so
Yeah,
bits and
same.
bobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think you can never learn too much. There's always more to
Yeah.
learn as
Yeah, I
well.
bet.
And the more you know about history, the more it kind of shapes you, like your decision making, you as a person as well. And come back to the education thing, like what Phil said, like it's iconic moments need to be taught.
Yeah.
Like the making of a country, like no matter you feel proud or not.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what's gonna shape the next minds to
Of
do
course.
like again.
To
When you're in certain
either
positions
to
of
follow
power.
that path or maybe not follow
Yeah.
that path and go around a different route.
literally,
Yeah.
because if, for example, like you're not shaping the minds properly, when the next generation's in positions of power, it's gonna follow suit, and there won't be no actual changes
Yeah.
as well. But then saying that, I mean, as you said, like, would actually be a change in terms of education being taught to the next generation? That's a big debate. 'Cause
Probably not.
Even to change it around
It
now.
depends on
that's
who's in charge for the schools and stuff like that, and who's in
Yeah.
power, really.
Even to change things, it won't be
That's
as
what it
easy
comes
because
down
you've got to change the whole way of thinking
System.
of
It's a whole
everything
system.
moving forward. So
No, it's true. And
Yeah.
look, to add on that is, if you go back to obviously England's history, England colonized so many different countries.
Oh, mate. cunts.
England like grabbed black people from Africa and enslaved them. So the issue is, whoever's in charge, obviously, is England, right? So for them to shoot themselves in the foot
Yeah.
and explain the whole history of black people and put us in a good light,
It wouldn't work for them.
it's
Do you
impossible.
know what would be nice to do if you could homeschool your kids the truth? You
This
know,
is
like
it.
even just a little bit, a bit a week or whatever. Teach them. Like, have you seen them videos? What was it?
Okay.
I think it was a Jamaican guy, and he teaches his kid all proper old school education.
He's an American dude.
An American Jamaican.
Yeah,
guy,
his kid is well
oh, man,
smart,
wicked. And his
yeah.
kid is smart. He knows
Oh,
all
bro.
their history. I think the kid's about 7.
Yeah.
Knows
yeah,
everything
yeah.
already.
Knows
And
about
that's
the
what
banking
you should
system,
do.
everything. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
You should teach your kid everything that they really need to know.
No, it's awesome. It's
So
awesome.
he takes it upon himself. He knows that the American schools are going to teach him dog shit unless he goes to a proper school. So he does it upon himself. Teaches him everything. This kid is clued up, man. That's how it should be.
I
That's
genuinely
wicked.
think my dad done a good job of us personally, because he never said, don't do that. He was never forceful.
Yeah.
He never pressured us to do anything. I'm black and I'm Muslim, but he never whipped us into learning a certain way. He let us learn it. There's a saying in Moroccan that's called "Tulud wulduk warmih fishuk." I know it sounds like gibberish to you lot, but it
No,
means,
it
yeah,
does, yeah.
Sounds
have
like
your
poetry,
son.
bro. Say it again.
"Tulud wulduk warmih fishuk." It means
Sorry.
it means have your son and throw him in the thorns,
Ah.
because your sons need to learn.
Yeah.
Come
You
out strong.
can't sugarcoat them or mollycoat
Yeah.
them. So my dad, whenever we walk past a guy who's drunk and he's on the side of the bus stop, he goes, "You can choose whatever you want to do, but if you want to look like that, by all means." Do you know what I'm saying?
Drop out of school.
We always took that. I'm telling you, we always took that. And he was like, first thing you need to learn is how to respect people.
Yeah.
We learned fundamentals. We didn't just fill our heads with knowledge and books. He taught us how to respect
Know
your
right from
elders.
wrong and stuff
Know
like
your
that.
right
Yeah.
from wrong. I think
Yeah.
that's the kind of education that
Yeah,
the youth
fair.
need, you know.
Yeah.
I would have never said anything to the elders because I would get battered in
Yeah,
the area.
yeah.
I'm thinking if I see someone to get digs in my legs, I
Yeah.
might dead legs, I'm going to go home with no legs.
Do you know what I love
it's
as well?
that respect.
Do you know what I love as well? You ever seen that picture of the white kid and the black kid hugging?
Oh, the bunch of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
the caption's something like "Love knows no color."
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. And that's what it's true. No one is born racist.
Yeah.
And again, it comes back to what the fuck is their parents teaching them or their family at home? Like what makes that kid grow up and then go, I hate black guys, I hate Muslims, I hate. What makes them think that? It must be the parents, bro.
And
It must be, or the friends they hang around with who have got shit cunt parents. Simple as that.
and also the media. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because subconsciously, let's be honest, whenever you hear a terrorist attack happen,
Yeah.
first thing,
Yeah.
there you go.
First thing you
Oh,
think,
it's
yeah,
facts.
yeah. It's
It's
because it's
facts.
the way it's portrayed on TV.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to say,
100%.
you hear a stabbing by default, I'm pretty sure it's a black guy.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. You know what I mean? So, media, education from parents, and the schooling system. I mean,
Yeah.
schooling system needs to change, and we need to, like I said, talk about both parts. I'm not going to turn around and make out like, okay, Africa was always perfect. I'm pretty sure we've done hell of stuff that was wrong, but let's talk about both sides.
Yeah,
what
of course.
Europe done, what Africa done,
mate.
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
Middle East done.
Mm.
Let's be honest. I mean, honesty, I reckon. To make
Alright,
things
I like
change.
that. I like that. All right, next one. Oh
Enjoy
man,
this.
yeah, this is the deep one. So for all of you, what were your emotions when you saw the George Floyd tragedy? I'll hold my hands up first. I was a fucking coward. I couldn't watch the whole video. I couldn't, because I knew what was coming, so I couldn't watch it. So I think the caption with it is something like George calls for his mum or something like that, and I was like, nah, fuck that, I can't watch that. But yeah, what did you think when you first watched it? How did it affect you mentally, physically? Like, fire away. Let me know.
Yeah. No, you know, just like yourself, I couldn't like you said, like I knew what was coming. I couldn't actually watch it. So what I was doing, I was scrolling through, having a little glimpse. But the one part that I did come across was when he shouted for his mum's name.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so am I, apparently.
So when, so when he's shouting out "mama," and I'm like, oh man. And to be fair, it's like you kind of feel choked, like a bit choky. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god. But it's just the audacity for a man to be there on camera and not give a toss and have his knee on
Yeah.
your neck. It's like, how are you that comfortable? Where'd you get the net? You know what I'm trying to say?
And the bad thing was the lead up to it. It's like you knew it was coming because other geezers were getting battered or shot or stopped and then shot in their car and stuff like that. Mental, man.
But it made me feel sick. It made
Yeah.
me feel sick because at the end of the day, like I said, like I've got fully, like I said, I know I'm a bit light, but I've got black uncles, and people don't realize like that could have been my uncle.
Of course,
You
of
know
course.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That could have been any of our uncles. You know what I'm trying to say? So, because a lot of people try to justify it online.
Do you know what makes me sick about? Yeah. Do you know what makes me sick about online? After seeing it, about a week or two later, because people saw that everyone was joining and finally fucking starting to like shoulder to shoulder through the trenches kind of thing. You started seeing things like, oh, he was an ex-criminal and he fell out with this dude that he used to work. Or no, the cop that arrested him used to work as a doorman or something like that. And you think, fuck off, man. The guy's just died, and you're trying to justify everything. They had a pastime beef, and he may have had drugs on it. They was just trying to make it as clean as they could because they saw people coming together, and that was messed up, man. That's when I thought, wow.
I just want to add to that. I think for me, I had a conversation about it when it first happened, and you know, like nowadays, like when things happen, because of social media, things are shared easily in WhatsApp groups as well. So initially, it was like, oh, it's another black guy's been killed, but he's been killed like with a knee in his neck because that's one was caught on camera.
Yeah.
So that I saw something. What about the ones that haven't been caught on camera as well?
Yeah.
And then like that, in my opinion, is like a catalyst for a lot of stuff happening afterwards.
Yeah.
Because things like that have been going on for years. Like, but it's before our time.
Yeah.
Because no one really talking about that.
Do you know what's scary?
Rodney
Imagine
King.
without cameras.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, exactly that.
At least now you got the choice, like the chance for someone with a good heart. Not even a good heart. They shouldn't just be fucking filming it. They should be trying to intercept. But if they're scared for their own life, at least they can film it and then maybe send it on to someone
Again,
or whatever.
that's the new norm. Like when things happen nowadays, people draw for the camera to
Yeah,
record
yeah,
it,
yeah,
then
mate.
to
That
post
started
it,
from the
and then-
happy slap days. Remember
Yeah,
happy slap?
yeah,
People
yeah.
found it funny to pull out a phone while the other person just slaps a random
On a
stranger
Nokia
on the head,
6230.
and it'd be like a trend. Like people are
Gonna
evil,
bring it back
man.
again now you said it.
Huh?
Gonna bring it back now you said it
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Don't do happy slaps. It's
don't
fucking
do that.
dangerous.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't
But I
do
was
it.
saying like a lot of
Especially
things
these days.
happen like before our time. So if you're not like educated somewhere at the Broadwater Farm riots happening in Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
That's again too young to remember. But if you know that, then you know that there's been race relations for a long, long time. But with the George Floyd situation, that kind of like was a catalyst to kind of open a lot of people's eyes. Again, it being like COVID and the pandemic and people on lockdown, people were really angry as it is. Tensions are very high. Then I think that sparked a lot of stuff taking place. And as you said, people were trying to, attack his character. Regardless if it's good or bad or not, someone has actually died.
Of course,
Like,
exactly.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
Be able to kind of.
And they're just trying to clean up their mess in the best way
and
possible. That's what it was.
It brought a lot out of people. Like some people are thinking, right, you think like that, or oh, your mind's just like that.
Yeah, and it created a massive divide, didn't it? Yeah.
There's also the whole thing about trolls. People trying to hide behind like a fake identity to say stuff, and then to another think, oh yeah, you see that? What happened? Like it happens, and I feel like with that happening, it was a shock. And I mean, when I saw it. First time around thinking, rah, they really got him, like, and I started reading into that he had like a fake note or something like that. I don't know what actually happened. Then the shopkeeper called the police, they came by, and then when I started talking about it, and I started talking about it a bit more, then I started seeing more stuff happen, thinking this is actually serious. And then I saw the riots, the protests, and people started reacting and doing other stuff. And I was like, wow. And then, I mean,
UK's not innocent, but fuck me, man.
No.
The
And I got a story
US
for that as well.
are different, man. When
got
it
a
comes
story
to
for that.
so he had a fake note or whatever it was,
Yeah,
and they felt like they needed to do that. That's what that led to. Fuck me. You're going.
Yeah, but what do you call it? I've got a story for that because you see how you said the UK ain't innocent.
Yeah.
One of our brothers as well. I don't want to. Say his name. I can't say his name, can I?
Yeah, say it. Run that through, man.
Luke.
Oh yeah.
My brother Luke.
Oh yeah, Luke's my brother.
See what I'm saying?
I thought he was going to say someone that ain't really our brother, and I'll be like, nah, he's not a pal like that.
No.
Don't shout him out.
But obviously, me and Luke went to the same school, and I remember this was GCSE times, and he stayed back for revision. Now, people, like I said, a lot of people were sitting there saying, "Oh, why is the UK protesting? It's not like that over here." Now, I remember I was in a youth club, right, and this is how sick it gets. Being in a youth club, Luke came in and he had the hump. But to be fair, like he seemed a bit pissed off, but he seemed okay at the same time. That's just to show you how normalised it is. I said to him, "What's the matter?" He goes, "No, like, as I came out of revision, this police van pulled up grabbed me up, started calling me the N-word.
Wow.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember that.
Ask him, he'll tell you this. He came out of revision, and luckily a woman started shouting out her window, and people came out. Then they basically dust off. If I can remember, I think they were on pedal bike. If I can remember,
Wow.
pedal bike or van, I can't remember the full story. But they jumped out. They started like grabbing him up and calling him the N-word. Luckily, if no one was there, like, God knows what would have happened. I mean,
kick the shit out of him.
yeah,
If they're
exactly.
already jumping out on that sort of aggression straight away, hitting that word,
Yeah,
they probably
exactly.
would have battered him.
Exactly, but obviously throughout the shouting and all the commotion, they got out of there, and he came to the youth club. But like I said, it's so normalised that he came to the youth club and he wasn't as pissed off as he should have been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Of course, because he probably just like, oh, this happened to his brother or something like that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
like
Bad,
he
man.
expected it, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
exactly. And
You
as
have to
kids,
accept it.
us lot growing up in the same area, we just started playing after. I mean, it was normal. Like, let's play some games now.
Brushed it off and get on with business.
That's
Yeah.
Your
it.
emotions
That's mad.
when you saw the vid?
You know what? When I watched it, in the beginning, it didn't hit me as hard as it. I don't know how you felt, because I know you said like the more you read into it, it started to hit you later on. There was a delayed reaction with me.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, another one. This is mad, but actually, wait, this one is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I woke up the next day and I was in a hole. Like I was in a room and I was just thinking.
Do you think that might have been for how it sparked
wow.
everyone else?
Yeah. It was from that, and it was almost like that could have been me. It's when you actually feel it.
Yeah.
As Phil said, like it could have been his uncle. But I was like, imagine that was me. Imagine I was just going about my business and I could have been dead now.
Yeah.
And it really hit me so hard. And then I just started to do more research and try to understand it and try to support the movement. But it was tricky, and I think for a few weeks everyone was in a hole for a while. And
Yeah,
it was just
definitely.
It was like
I think it was after
Yeah.
the George Floyd tragedy that I started messaging. I messaged you,
Message me.
Will. I think I messaged you,
I don't know,
Richie.
I think so.
And I appreciate it, but
No, of course,
appreciate
but I
it.
just wanted you lot to know, fucking hell, I'm there for you regardless. You
Yeah.
know that as well,
Oh,
to the end.
100,
But,
yeah. No way.
but it made you, seeing all that made you think, fuck, I hope they know that I'm there for them, because all this shit, like, just shows you racism's still massive, man.
And
Yes,
with all the
disgusting.
lockdown as well. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Exactly.
That was a very, very
Yeah.
challenging time, I think. honestly.
Exactly.
No, do you know what kind of triggered me as well? Not triggered me, but I thought that's what made me really go deep into I'm an overthinker anyway, you know this anyway. But I was thinking, I think a friend of mine, it might have been Rich, and I know it wasn't aimed at me, but someone put up a post or a story saying, yeah, you lot are doing the black screen now, but let's see who carries on supporting, or you go back to your normal life sort of like the next day. And then I thought, fuck, I hope none of my friends feel like that. This is a temporary thing. 'Cause this is life. You're not getting rid of me. You know that anyway.
Yeah,
To the end,
for
bro.
sure.
Just to
Um,
add that, just to add, sorry to cut you, it's like, that being said, because things are very trendy.
Yeah, no,
So
I
people
totally
do
agree.
things
He has
to
every
fit
right
in.
to put that story up.
I
Yeah,
think like
100%.
I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf.
No, but you are 100%
A lot
right,
of people
because the
do
people have
things
stopped
because
talking about it now.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
end,
like,
it's the end, it's a trend.
where was
like-
your views on racism, which were a couple
Yeah.
months back? Where they
So
gone?
true.
It's
Yeah.
culture.
You
And
still
it's
feel
not
the
gone
same way,
away.
or was it just for a
Yeah.
few likes on that black screen?
Mhm.
And a lot of people have took the black screen down.
Have they?
Yeah, they put the black screen up to prove that they were there, so like to fucking
That's mad.
with you guys and all that, and then they took it down. So
Yeah.
probably because they didn't want it to clutter up their Instagram feed or
This
like
is
make it look messy, and that's how
Stupid, man.
crazy.
It's moment people, isn't it?
Yeah,
people
yeah,
there
but
for the
exactly
moment.
that, trending.
Yeah.
All right, so
Right,
fucking hell. Oh, have you guys ever fallen out?
Us lot.
Yeah, or any
Nah, I
yeah,
haven't with you lot.
mate.
I'm real good.
Oh,
Have you
let me
seen-
answer
yeah,
this.
well,
Wait.
You two have.
This is my
Yeah,
best
that-
friend,
that's
my
fine.
brother.
Oh,
The
boy.
only thing that stops us from being brothers is that our mum and dads weren't together and shit.
Yeah.
Like proper tight. We had an argument when we was like 14 or was it younger? 14, 15?
14, I
Who
think,
got
yeah.
punched up? Which one?
No. But we nearly went into a fight. Like we were so heated, we was gonna have a fight
That
with each
is
other, yeah.
mad.
And then do you know what? I think we just broke off from each other. Didn't talk. Bro, that 2 weeks was hard.
Yeah.
That was worse than a split up with a girlfriend. I was like, I just want Phil to message me, man. And then, do you know what? I'm going to fucking throw you under the bus just for a laugh. He messages me about 2 weeks later. This, because we were young, he's like, "Oi, Cal, I've got something to tell you." I'm like, yes, he's text. We're going to be pals again. He's like, "I lost my virginity." I'm like, come see me, come talk to me about it. It was sick, mate. It was lovely. But yeah, that's the only time. That's the don't get embarrassed. Everyone on YouTube's going to see this. We was young. You lost your virginity. Good man, bro. Good man. It's a big stage in your life.
I actually remember that.
And
man.
yeah, that's literally the only fallout I've ever had with one of my close
Yeah.
mates.
Are you going to tell
And
us
that-
you fell out over or?
It was probably so
Oh,
dumb. I
Sam
think.
Petty.
Do you know what? I know it. I remember. Anyway, the first girl I lost my virginity to,
Mm.
I thought I was some Mac daddy. I thought, yeah, I lost my virginity. Started calling my friends virgins. You know, I was like, thought I was the man. You virgin, because I lost it like 14. And then we just got into a bit of a ripping match, and he's just always quicker. He will get you, even with just silly cusses. He
Fight
gets
him
you,
off,
yeah.
yeah.
And then we
He
just
was
got,
that guy then,
that was
yeah.
it.
Fire
That was
the
it.
booth.
Just lost our
I got it
temper over that.
actually. But the things I got that from family because obviously being young, I was just getting cussed by my older cousins.
Yeah.
So I had to like kind of learn to be fast. You know what I mean? And
There's
being
always that one guy that's got that.
and tell you what, being fat when you're younger, you got to learn to have thick skin.
Oh mate, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I swear to God, I put down to that's why I'm funny.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're fat,
yeah.
mate, you gotta be sharp,
you have to,
quick.
I reckon.
Because the first thing someone's gonna say to you got tits, you got this, and you're like, quick comeback. You have to
Yeah,
say it.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Being
yeah.
fat makes you sharp.
Yeah, it does,
Sharp,
it does,
bro.
it does,
Especially
man.
when you lose it. You're like, I'm still funny. I'm just not fat anymore.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's have it.
Full package now,
Quick,
innit?
mate. It's like quick draw. You ain't beating me in a question match now, bro. But yeah, that's a quick question. I've only ever fallen out with you.
Yeah.
Have you ever fallen out with Evans?
Nah, you know.
Never.
I mean,
They're
we
too
had
chilled
like
out.
had a disagreement once.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a fallout.
It's horrible though, isn't it?
Mm.
When that's one of your best mates, you at the time you're like, oh, you're pissed or whatever. Then you think, I can't lose this, mate. This is my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, I can't draw him out.
Yeah, yeah.
He was drunk.
Yeah, he started. He started. What
Nah,
about you, Ash? You ever fallen out with your best mate?
Yeah, man. I was really close to one of my boys growing up, and then I was in his house one day. We were chilling playing PS4 again.
Oh,
after
is that what it was? PS4. He was playing
No,
FIFA.
was it
inside.
P-
FIFA.
what was it
Smash the
man.
controller.
Lost.
Ah,
PS ain't even
14-1.
PS, it's like PS2 or PS3. What am I talking about PS4? It's a while back. And then I was obviously in his yard, and I was just messing around on his iPad, like taking libbies as I did growing
you
up.
do, yeah.
And then me and him actually got to a proper punch up.
I swear.
Ended up battering him in his house.
Smack him up. Yes.
Did you win, yeah?
It was bad still. And then he just told me, "Get on, man." I just went
Yeah,
out
no
past. I
retreat.
didn't speak to him for time, and then I saw his mum recently, and I was like,
You
oh,
punch her
man.
up too?
Nah.
I'm joking. We don't condole in violence. I'm mate.
No, and then after I was like, you know what? Like, see when you think about stuff after such a long time, you say to yourself, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you even fighting a guy in his house, number one?
Mm-hmm.
And then we just obviously made up, but it's a really bad feeling, man.
Yeah, no, it's
You
horrible.
feel
It's horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
It's
the
worse
one
than any type
person
of
you're going to
breakup.
confide in with everything. That is
Exactly.
your best mate. This guy knows my deepest, darkest secrets.
Likewise.
Everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that I thought, oh shit, I'm going to lose my mate over me being a stubborn bastard, him being a stubborn
And then he's
bastard.
going to leak all your information as well.
But do you know what? It sharpens you a little bit. 'Cause once
Yeah,
it's like we was talking about earlier, actually, since we made friends from that, we was only kids.
Yeah.
There's not been one, not even a debate.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even like there's never sort of been some tension where like, oh, Phil's kind of annoying me or nothing like that, ever.
Yeah. I
So
think, I
you
think
need that
I'll
argument.
a lot of questions as well, then yeah, come back to that.
Go on.
Because it comes to like, you ever feel like you're friends?
Yeah.
If you feel like you lot feel out now, do you feel like you'll be able to like rekindle your friendship again?
Yeah, we was
Yeah,
talking. We was talking about
Yeah.
this yesterday.
100%. That's a
100%.
big thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
reckon we could. It all depends. The only reason I'm going to stop chatting to him, especially out of all people, he would have to do something dark. Like
Yeah.
he'd have to shag my missus or something for
Yeah.
me to go. And even then, I love this guy so much. I'll be like,
Exactly.
did she stick it on you?
He'll be like-
Did
he'll
she?
be like,
Oi,
why?
tell me the truth. Did she roofie your drink? Tell me. 'Cause you know I've got your back over her. Sort of thing. Yeah. He'd have to be like, you know she did.
You know what? I feel like the older you get,
Yeah.
I feel like certain people, your life just changes.
Yeah, but I feel like, no, I know what you're saying, but there's certain mates we spoke about before. Once you have that little fallout with them,
Yeah.
That's it.
easy to distance them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, do you
yeah.
know what? You weren't benefiting my life anyway, to be fair.
100%.
He was always kind of bringing me down and stuff like that, and always like with the sly digs. But with your close mates, I'm blessed in a sense where you get a lot of people that say, "Oh, I've only got 1 or 2 true mates I can count on." I've got about 7 or 8 that I can really, I know I can,
Yeah.
I can phone,
Like friends.
and that's why I really feel blessed, and that's why that is. I would put that as to why my character is the way it is, because I've had a lot of fucking good mates over the years that have
so
been there for
true.
me, sort of thing.
And obviously,
But
yeah,
I couldn't fall out with them. I couldn't.
The same,
It'd be
same.
one of them things where I would have to sit and have a proper think and really think,
Yeah.
was that you that caused that? It must be, because you can't lose that power, sort of thing. No way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, following up from what Will was obviously saying, as you grow, you actually just find your own part.
Yeah.
And it's slowly you grow apart. And I'm gonna say this like to any kids watching or whatever. I don't know what kids are gonna be watching this.
Yeah. No,
It's
but they
gonna
should.
get tasty
They
later on.
should.
They
We'll
should.
mute out a few things.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Don't be
I-
punching no one's mum or nothing like that. Don't do that.
I honestly think myself, and I was talking to my brother about this, a lot of mates that I grew up with, and I'll be like, you know what, this is my brother from the youngest age. Now I don't even chat to them.
Yeah,
The reason
yeah.
being is because the thing you used to relate on back in the day was you went to the same school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're from the same area. I went back to my old area just recently.
Yeah. No goals, nothing.
And it was bad, and I'm not even trying to take the libbies up about anyone listening to this, but I grew too much.
Yeah, no, it's true. And that's
I
not a
grew
bad
too
thing.
much,
That's
and
not your
yeah,
fault.
and
Like,
it's
that's a
been
good thing.
self-development. In their eyes, they might say, "Right, Ash has changed."
Yeah.
It's really not that.
But yeah, the people that normally say that he's changed is because
This is
because
it.
you don't chill on the area. When people ask you what you're up to, you're
This
just,
is
this
it,
is that
bro.
response. You know when you see someone you haven't seen in years and they got nothing going on for them, you're like, what you been on? Just here, innit?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
you
yeah.
haven't
Innit?
changed.
You
You
know
know,
what I'm
go
saying?
stay over there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go over there.
Yeah.
We never have to talk again,
And-
ever.
And normally,
The man's just here, innit? It's like, stay. I'm off.
and normally their response would be like, "What you been on?"
Yeah. And then it's
We
really
don't know.
awkward.
I see
And then,
all the
and then you end up saying the same thing. You're like, Yeah, no, I'm just here. I'm just
Yeah,
working.
that's
It's
it.
like, no, more
Yeah.
than that. You've just drawn me into a
Yeah.
shitty manner conversation.
Exactly.
Go away,
It's
man.
not one of
you
them
bore
ones,
me.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm off. See you later. I'm
It's
going
so
to do a
true.
job and career and be great.
If your friends are not testing you, telling you, yo, listen, you
Yeah.
said you're gonna do that. Have you done it yet?
yeah.
That's what you're thinking. Oh my.
Exactly.
God. Every
100.
time I link out.
Yeah, we always
I'm
check up
like,
each
oh,
other.
man.
We're going hard on each other on Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be posting this, you need to be posting
Always.
this, and let's get some content. And that's how it should be, man.
I had to link him with
Yeah.
fresh trim, bro. It's just
He snaked me the other day.
Too
You see
technical.
that?
All you guys, yeah.
Snake me. I went to meet him. I was like, yeah, we'll just get a little bit of content or whatever. He gets this. I couldn't even touch it. It would cut my finger.
I
He's
told you,
sick
don't
fade.
touch it, bro.
I'm going there with greys poking out. And I thought, oh, I'm just gonna have to
Bro,
school you in the workout.
It's
now.
like you lot snake me, man. You got hair.
Sorry,
You know what I
sorry,
mean?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, you're letting it grow, boy. What's his name? Temps.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah,
big
yeah.
high top. that was
Fresh
sick.
Prince, innit?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince, yeah.
Right, on the next one. Yeah, never fall out with your mates, man. That's shit.
No, 100%, man.
What we
100%.
got? What we got? We got the banter ones. Yeah. Oh, stay there. Stay there. We get the banters. Now it's on.
Ooh.
Now it's on.
What have you started?
Jumble, yeah.
I'm starting to lose my voice.
Who's allowed to answer
Yeah,
what? That's
I
the
think it's
question.
the toilet kicking. I'm outro.
My knees
Right,
are
I got some funnies. Stay there.
Remember
Bear with
to
me.
do
Bear
it.
with
Do
me.
the ice pack, bro.
Yeah,
Do that.
I
Alright.
hope you get-
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Right, we're back. We're rolling. We're rolling. So the funny ones. First sexual experience / encounter, and how bad was it? Who wants to go first?
Oh, bloody hell.
I'll go first. You look scared.
No, I'm actually.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, go on first.
I'll
roll
go
off
first.
it,
I'll go
roll off
first.
it.
So, I lost my virginity at 14, you know, and it was MSN days. You know, the bing, the nudge, chatting to each other over MSN.
That's old school, you know.
Old school, yeah, no. And I remember, what was it? It was bad. It was bad. It was bad because I remember the girl asking me how many people you slept with, and I lied through my teeth. I was like, "You're gonna be like my fifth." Lying, proper lying. So when I went round there, my heart was through the roof. Anyway, got down to it. Have you seen Superbad?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know when McLovin first puts it in? That's what I felt like. You know, like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was terrible. I walked away from there thinking there's no way she enjoyed that, but I'm counting it. I'm taking it. I lost my V at 14, and that was it.
God,
That was me. You don't have to say. I'll take the heat. I'm more than
Yes,
happy to take the heat.
please.
It's my podcast. You don't have to
I'll
say.
I'll say it.
Phil's gonna say.
I'll say it, why not?
You
Yeah.
passing?
I'm passing on this one.
I got a little too pissy.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I'll say it.
Fucking jesters.
Now you know what? Yeah, obviously, mine's similar to yours. You know,
Yeah.
like trying to give it the big and like.
You
yeah,
do. You have
yeah.
to like. Imagine no. It's
Yeah.
because you're scared. You're thinking, if I tell this girl I'm a virgin, she is gonna think I'm the biggest melt ever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what goes through
You're
your
young,
head.
though.
Yeah, I know, but still, and even at the time, you're 14, but you think you're 25.
Yeah, no, exactly. But what you call it? And I'll tell you experience, but I didn't even have sex. But I'll give you an experience I had, right?
Right.
But the same thing, it's like giving it the big and like, yeah, slept with this bird,
I
that
thought he was
bird
gonna
there,
say something
that
weird,
bird.
like shagged her foot or something. Like.
No,
Please.
like I told this girl, I slept with loads of birds. Come to the day now, one of my mates brought his girl over, and the one that I was talking to as well. And when it came down to the nitty gritty stuff,
God.
I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hole was.
No, just what? Just having a feel, trying to
I
find
didn't
it.
know.
Play
Yeah,
hide and seek.
I didn't know what it was, and I'm like,
Was it
I don't
dark?
know what-
Oh, babe,
Huh?
turn the light on. Turn the light on. You
Yeah,
got
it
a
was.
flashlight?
It was. It
Oh,
was.
bro.
But I'll be honest with you, that's a good excuse. But that wasn't my.
I tried to bring you in, Phil. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
tried
but
to.
I was young. Obviously, I think I was 15. No, 13. I lost my view at 14.
Yeah.
13, and it's like I was trying to. Oh, but then again, when you're young, you can't really find. I couldn't find it, and I had
Yeah.
to lie.
At least now you can find a hole, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
No.
So he knows where the hole is. Now.
No, but I had to lie. I said, listen, like you're too tight. It's not working.
Yeah.
I had to lie.
Just
And
lie
then
through
it's
your
like,
teeth. Sometimes the
shit.
white lies help, innit?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
for
thing
your
is,
ego.
But the thing is, that kind of affected me. I thought, wow, man, that's terrible.
It's shocking behaviour.
Yeah.
Back
yeah.
to the drawing board.
What-
innit?
what's
Back to the drawing board,
what's your
I'm
two
right
pence,
now,
bro?
I'm right.
2 pence, like I'll say it straight up.
Go on, say it.
I can't drink alcohol,
Why?
so it just hits me different.
Yeah.
It
Oh, I've
hits
seen
me
you. I've seen
different.
you.
Yeah, and that's it really. It
Fair
was an
enough.
alcohol experience.
Yeah.
Wasn't feeling too good. Passed out.
Oh, I didn't even.
That's past, though.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
That's the honest truth as
Better
well.
than ours. I was
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
McLovin and he was blind. Happens, bro. Happens.
Yeah. I mean, we had a conversation that obviously.
I bet his is bad as well. You're lucky. You're lucky you passed.
You know I have to.
Come on, what's
You know what I'm
that?
saying? Like, we had a conversation that, I mean, I'm not really drinking like that, and I drink everything straight when I do drink as well, and it hits you different when you do that as well. So I guess you gotta know your limit.
Yeah.
But when you're having a good time, certain people.
Tequila's always a certain.
Rare,
thing.
Hey,
No, was that what you was drinking? That paint stripper?
I mean, I can't remember what it was. I don't know, it hit me different, and then
That's
this.
different. That's
I
different.
was talking, then colour black.
Yeah.
Simple as
Oh, that's mad.
out. I can lie.
Fair enough. Right.
Sorry guys, not too excited.
No. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Right, next one. Oh my days. Would you ever take back a cheating partner?
Ooh.
Well, stay there, lads. I got this one. Let me clear my throat. Fuck no. Hell no. Now, kalas, la. Any other languages for no?
Now,
Yeah, there you go. Now,
which
yeah,
is now.
exactly.
That's it.
No.
No
Nunca.
way. Listen, let me tell you how I work, and then you lot can go, yeah? So I read a star sign once, and I don't believe in all that shit. You know, you read a star sign every now and again, you're like, that's me. You get all excited about it. It was like, you know, like Cancer, meant to be hot-headed and all that sort of stuff. So Gemini was like, once the trust goes, you're sort of dead to them. And that is, to me, down to a T. I feel like you can take relationships earlier on just from certain arguments.
100%.
For one of the partners to go and sleep with someone else, bro, like, unless you are seriously mentally strong, and if you can, and you can get over that, and people have, and they've worked things out, by all means, but put it this way, if I cheated on a girl I was seeing, or she cheated on me or whatever, you wouldn't trust them the second they left the house. You'd be like, no chance.
Yeah.
Like, it put you on so much mental edge. I personally would never. And let me just say this. Let me open up. I'm open about everything. Everyone knows this. Then I've been therapy. Then I've done everything. I'm really open about everything. I got cheated on as a kid, yeah, with a youngster. And the thing that burned me, I think I was about 17, 18 at the time. The thing that burned me is the girl I was with at the time. People said to me before I got with her, Cal, that one's not for you, bro. I'm like, nah. And this is how deluded I was. In my head, I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna see her for sex. And then I caught feelings. That's how it went. And got with her, and the relationship was a shambles. But she cheated on me, and this was the age when you lot all knew me, when I was a little fuck. I was fighting all the time. And see that for my pride, that was like eating glass and being kicked in the nuts at the same time. That I can't even explain that feeling. So there is no possible way, I don't care how much I loved whatever girl I'm with in the long run or whatever, there's no way I could take that girl back. And I wouldn't expect them to take me back.
Yeah.
If I went out and smashed another girl or whatever, it's tainted. Why? The way I'm seeing it is, why have they gone there?
Yeah.
Are they not getting enough at home, which is something you need to work on with your
Yeah.
partner? Or maybe you don't have no feelings for that person anymore anyway, so why would you want to try and work it back? So that's my answer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And it's what do you call it? It's like I said to you, I saw an interview on YouTube. I was watching an interview, sorry, and it's what a guy was saying. Like, I feel like if something's not in you, it can't come out of you.
Yeah.
So that inner cheating thing just must be. Obviously, you can. I'm pretty sure you can change, but I'm not going to be around to find out.
No, exactly. Yeah, just by
I'm
all
not
means,
gonna-
you got to give them a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Tell them what Fredo said. Darling, it's home time.
Yeah.
Get them to go therapy. Try sort it out, and that's it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck with the next partner, because I'm not being in the middle of that. No way.
Yeah, no,
I think
100%.
just to add to what you both said, I feel like with that, it just breeds toxicity, like
Yeah.
toxic relationship as well.
Massive.
And no one's been in a toxic relationship where like, okay, you've done that.
No.
Even if you take that person back, it's just gonna, if you have an argument and they bring it up, it's like you're not actually over it as well.
Yeah, that shit stems as well. You know, once
Yeah.
that happens,
It's embedded.
like even with my son's mum and any other relationships I've been in, you'll always go into that, no matter how much you trust someone, because that's happened once. There's always in the back of your head where you go,
Yeah.
that could, regardless, you could be. I'm very sure of myself, not in like an arrogant way,
Yeah.
but I know my worth, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there's still that thing that pops into your back of your head. You'll always be like, that could happen
That
again.
could happen.
Yeah.
Could. And it could happen on my part as well.
And you don't want
Whatever
that.
partner you're with, you could fucking idolize them. They could be the most beautiful person in your life. But there's always that thing in the back of your head. They could see someone else and go, that person's for me.
100%.
And there's always that thing in the back, like I've said, back of your head about 8 times.
No,
But it could happen, sort of thing. So
100%. And it's
just
like,
got to be aware.
yeah, exactly.
As long as you don't let it destroy the relationship you're in, if you get a thought like that, you just keep it to yourself and learn how to manage it yourself, which I've had to do in the past, because I thought I can't let that one youngster relationship go into
No relationship.
sabotaging
Yeah.
like the relationship I had with my son's mum or the one after that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't let it destroy you, sort of thing. But
You have to grow from it.
yeah,
You have to
exactly.
learn. You have to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a failure. It's just a learning curve. I think.
what about you?
100%.
I would never.
Mike,
Do you know what?
like that?
To be honest with you, I'm really bad. Like I get told all the time.
No,
If
you're
I
normal,
see-
bro. You're normal.
But bro, if I see one chink in the armor, yeah, people might tell me, "Yo, you're giving up." I know myself very well.
Yeah.
If I see one chink in the armor, I'll jot it down. Number one, obviously not literally,
Yeah.
but up here.
No.
And if I see anything else, I'm out straight away.
Yeah.
There's no.
Oh, well, like
there's
if
no-
you see a
yeah,
red flag, you just keep
No,
it.
there's no, there's
run.
no messing about. If my mental's getting hit, if I
That,
don't feel
see what you just said
comfortable
there?
with myself,
That is so important,
my
though.
brother.
If your
I know
mental starts
myself
getting
very
fatigued
well
and
right
stuff
now,
through a
yeah.
relationship, it's time to call it a day, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Telling
Trust
you,
me,
it's
trust me
not-
when I'm saying that.
Trust me as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
Cal.
yeah,
Do you know what I
trust
mean,
me.
bro? It's not worth it when you don't feel yourself no more and you're changing so much and you're trying to make it work and it's not you.
Yeah.
You look at the situation and you say to yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah, yeah.
My
Yeah, yeah.
people love me because of me.
Yeah.
I'm changing for
And
this
then you start
person.
and then you start not knowing your own worth, and that is a dangerous place to
Literally.
be.
Yeah.
When you're walking
so-
in somewhere and you're like, "Fuck me, I'm not as confident as I used to
This
be."
is
Like,
what
I'm
it is,
I'm a
bro.
shadow of myself.
Yeah.
I met you,
No
Cal.
way.
Do you know what I mean, bro? That time
Exactly.
when we had a
Yeah.
discussion, I said, Cal, man, you that's me, bro. You're gonna find yourself. You're gonna find yourself. And literally, I appreciate that.
Mate,
Anyone
of
who's
course.
there for me through my situation,
Till the
because
end,
I
till the
lost,
fucking
bro.
end. You know that.
I lost myself and I needed to.
Yeah.
I don't know who I was, bro. And that's what it does to you. Imagine someone, it wasn't even a cheating situation.
Yeah.
Imagine someone cheated on you. How bad would you feel?
Been there.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what, though? When I was going
Keep
through
it
that tough time last year, and again, this boils down to not knowing your worth and stuff. It was a number of things. But the one thing that used to drive me mad, my dad does it. He doesn't mean to, but he's my dad. He knows that I'm not myself, sort of thing. This used to trigger me so bad. He'd go, "You look really sad. You look sad in your eyes."
bro.
Yeah.
And
It
that,
triggers
look,
it.
it didn't trigger me because I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to look sad." It was more, "Fuck, he might be onto something. Why
Yeah.
am I not myself at the moment?" Sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like you say, how you felt. Relationships
Yeah.
can do that to you, man. It's mental, man.
Yeah.
It's because you invest so much in it.
Yeah,
as well.
This is it.
exactly. And then all of a sudden
100%,
it's gone, and you're like, "Fuck, that was a waste of time."
This is it.
It's a big waste of time.
It's not even on a distant type of situation with the person. That's just the person. That's just the way the person is built.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah.
two people from two different lives.
exactly.
And you're trying to come together and build something.
Mm.
It's just different thought processes and different energies, and sometimes it's crazy. It's like when you're walking on the street. If your mate's walking too fast, you catch up, or your mate slows down.
Yeah,
I saw that analogy somewhere, and I was like, wow, that's the truth. That's how life is.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
either catch up to the speed,
Yeah.
or you got to slow down. Someone's got to.
yeah. You gotta just be
Someone's got
on
to
par
do
with
that
each other.
compromise. Do you know what I mean?
Will,
So,
would you take some back?
No.
But you know what? Who would cheat on this guy? Sitting there, fucking 5% body fat, just like born a model, made in a lab. He's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna lie, no one would cheat on me." Confidence.
No, like, as what we like alluded to as well, like cheating's a big thing.
Yeah, yeah, of
like,
course.
I mean, you don't want to change the person, and then it can be broken either. It can lead to insecurities that can affect your mental as well.
Exactly.
And at the same time, I said a toxic relationship is what no one deserves to be in. It comes down to like knowing your worth as well. And then
Yeah.
if you was to take someone back, that's cheating you as well.
Yeah.
And you said if it's embedded in your head, you could be arguing over, "Oh, can you get me a drink?" Like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't want to." Then by that, then all of a sudden it's gonna escalate.
Yeah.
And it can get brought up, and then
Of course it will.
and then
Every
before you
time.
know it- Yeah. So
And do you even if you imagine you had an argument about like just a
nothing.
normal argument,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then one of them, you get them couples that are
Yeah.
storming out.
Yeah.
Second, if the cheating one was the one that stormed out, you'd think,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you
well,
know.
I bet they're going to that person that they slept with.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet they're going to cheat on me
Can't
just
live
out of
like
spite."
that,
And you
yeah.
can't live like that, man. You'd be on the edge the whole time. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
100%.
Phil,
100%.
you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so that's the
for
answer.
sure.
My answer, would you, I hope your partner's not cheating on you. If they are, fuck them off. Bare capitals, and yeah, move on. They're not worth it. Right, next one. Most awkward thing that's happened to you in the work environment?
Oh, I got a good one.
You go for mine's not awkward.
sure
Mine's
we'll
just
go
mine's just for how far I've grown in life. I brought myself right back to a young, angry kid, and I'll say mine in a bit. Mine was at the 4.
Same. I got an awkward but funny one.
Go on.
So obviously, basically, we used to chat about that the other day actually.
Yeah.
So I was just in a class, and we got the skill mills, the curved skill mills, and stuff for everyone. Everyone can run on them or do them. So there was a guy, if he's watching, shout out to you. So I don't remember your name. And it's like the closing phase, or like the last workout.
So like round 4, the hard one.
But it's the last thing you're gonna do. Then you just do the cool down stretch, and then like the whole session again. Shout out to you. He weren't that good. You know what I mean? Like his coach.
He just goes, "Shout out to you."
Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically shit.
He said it, not me. But he was a trier. Like, and God loves a trier, so he was trying and stuff.
Absolutely.
And then I don't know what happened, but like literally the last workout, he's just giving his all. I'm like, rah, where's this been like the whole session? And then he kind of tried to slap me. I'm like, what you doing? And then just vomited. Everywhere. And I'm like, you know, like, because, like, I mean, I know you, like, overtraining yourself, you can be sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't expecting that, because when I say, like, percentage-wise, I reckon he's giving, like, 40% of 100 the whole session. That's low, you know, that's below halfway.
That's low.
And then the last exercise, he was suddenly do, like, 120, that's beyond 100. And then he tried to slap me. I'm like, what are you doing? And then,
Why are you trying to slap me for?
I don't know. You see exorcism when you like guy like, and it went everywhere. And I was like, you know, like, what's going on? Like my brain froze for a second, and I'm like, oh, raw. Like I just kind of, I'd never seen it before, and I didn't know where the kit was. I left the room to come back, and then the guy wouldn't leave. Again, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Trying to draw you out.
Oh, that's funny.
Don't comment in the section if you do.
Yeah.
That was awkward and funny at the same time, but awkward because like I'm thinking like, right, how can I help you? But you've been sick. I don't want to touch
Yeah.
you. Not
No,
too
you wouldn't want to, man. I wouldn't want to touch
Yeah.
no one.
But you got, and you have to clean up as well.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna clean it?
Did you clean it?
You know, nah.
I bet you done a half job, like
No, I helped.
2 sprays and
I
the
said-
arm. I need. I've got to go to the toilet.
Yeah, someone's sick upstairs. Oh, Will, you calling me? That kind of left.
That's what's good about having a son. I can bail out of any situation. What? Robin's not well. Oh my god. Right, boys, I gotta go, man. You clean up that shit.
What now? It's gonna be now, yeah?
Yeah,
Now?
yeah.
Alright, sweet.
Right now, yeah. It can't wait.
Literally.
That's funny.
What about you? Awkward
I've
situation?
got a funny one. Do you know what? I've got a few, but
My one's not
but
really
I'll
funny.
kinda
Mine's
save it.
actually just me losing my shit.
This one here is jokes, man. See, back in the day, I used to do deadlifts.
Yeah.
Stupid deadlifts, big weight.
Well, yeah, he's,
No,
he's
no, no,
showing
no,
off
hold on,
now.
hold on, hold on.
400 kilos on the bar.
Right.
Really bad
Okay.
form. My butt cheeks are shaking. And
Oh yeah,
everything.
yeah.
You know the
Oh,
ones on the way
like
up.
this one. Yeah, shaking.
Bro, one day it was at my old gym. I was training. I was doing a big deadlift. I had big headphones in my ears, right?
Yeah.
And the gym was packed. Like 6 p.m. Everyone's looking. You know when someone's about to do a big lift, everyone's kind of peeking.
Suspense.
Yeah, it's either
Yeah.
is his form gonna be dead or what's gonna happen? Is he gonna get it or is
Yeah,
he not?
yeah.
They're really hating. But anyway, I'm halfway up my deadlift now, and I don't know what I had for lunch or whatever,
You didn't shit.
bro. I didn't shit, but it was bad, bro.
Oh, you don't
As I
rip.
got to the 3/4 leg, I had just done the biggest fart, yeah, and it was like,
Oh, and you had your headphones
I
in.
had my headphones in, and you know when it's noise cancellation, you
You
can't
don't
hear
know
it.
how loud the
Yeah,
But
fart
I
is.
felt the
Yeah, yeah.
vibration.
Yeah.
I stood up with a deadlift now. I looked in the mirror, and oh my god, the whole gym's cracking up. I put the bar.
Did you get a rep?
Huh?
Did you get a rep?
Of course
Yeah,
I
smell it,
did.
smell it then. I'll be
Yeah.
like, smell
I
my
was
fart.
like,
That's a
take that
victory
in
fart.
turn, stood up, and I put it down, put my headphones down, and we just all cracked up.
That's a
And I
W,
was
mate.
like,
That's
you
a
know what?
W.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
that
take
could have been a
it.
lot
Where you
worse.
going?
You
It
know.
could have been a lot,
It could have
bro.
been a lot
I
worse.
could have
Yeah,
shut
go on,
myself.
go
You know
on.
what I mean, bro?
You got one? Yeah,
You
you
gotta
could.
leave.
What's your one, Phil?
Alright, so my one. Alright, so for those of you who know, I used to be a labourer for a scaffolding firm.
Yeah,
As you know, majority of scaffolders are wankers.
yeah, proper.
You know what I mean? It comes with the course, you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
wanker
yeah.
certificate.
Yeah.
But anyway, but me being a youngster, because I worked there when I was, how old was I? Was I like 9? Well, not young. I was like 18 years old. But obviously that was like one of my first jobs. So one of the scaffolders goes